There are 3 mistakes that you are 100% making around women that are making you look extremely low value. If you keep doing these things, you're gonna keep ruining your chances, especially with the highest quality of women who are girlfriend quality that you would actually want to start a long-term relationship with. Over the last few years, these are the most common mistakes I've seen my private clients make time and time again. And it's the biggest blocker because as soon as a woman picks up on these behaviors, she gets the instant ick, she gets immediately turned off, and she won't want to see you again. And the third one is so common that even some of my personal friends still do this with the girls that they really like, the most attractive women, and it is absolutely eviscerating your chances of attracting them. The first one is being too logical in conversation with women. Girls just want to have fun. This is the highest truth that you should keep in mind, especially if you're on first dates. The biggest problem that guys do is that when they get on a first date with a girl, they get into explainy, boring, back and forth biographical, small talk conversation that doesn't actually build a genuine connection with the girl. If you're getting first dates, but you're not getting second or third dates, especially with the girls you really like, it's because your ability to build this fun into your conversations is terrible. It sucks. And the reason most guys fall into boring, logical small talk in conversations is because it's a comfort zone. They think, okay, I'll just talk about this stuff because it's safe, it won't rock the boat, and it won't piss her off, and I won't say the wrong thing. You cannot be afraid to say the wrong thing, because if you're afraid to say the wrong thing, you are guaranteeing that you'll never say the right thing. I consult with a lot of guys who are super left brain, software developers, finance bros, entrepreneurs, and their problem is that their conversations revolve around logic, around reason. But the thing is, if a girl is gonna pull an hour out of her day to go and meet up with a stranger, it's because she wants to have fun. A lot of guys ask me, what should I talk about with a girl on a date? And that's the wrong question, because most of the conversation you're going to be having with a girl when things are good, when she's having the most fun, is stupid, playful, minute shit. You guys are making fun of each other. You guys are cracking jokes. One thing too many guys do is that they take what the girl says too seriously. A girl will make a joke at them or a girl will say something and then they'll take it too seriously and they'll assume negative intent because they're insecure, because they don't feel like the girl could possibly like them. So they take what the girl says too seriously, they interpret it in a negative way, and it inevitably comes off as super low value because it shows the girl that you're insecure and you have thin skin. And if you're too busy being boring and logical all the time, she's not gonna wanna spend any time with you because she's gonna think, this is fucking stupid. This guy sucks. He doesn't know how to make me have fun. Why would I spend time with him? Here's a high-level overview of what you wanna do on a date. You wanna be playful in conversation. Don't take what she says too seriously, but also mix in asking her questions about herself, finding out what motivates her, and finding out who she is as a person. And when she reveals these things to you, and there's opportunities to make jokes about it or to misinterpret it in a playful way, do that, because the process of getting to know someone is supposed to be fun. That is what a date is supposed to be. You two choosing to spend your time together and having fun getting to know one another. Hey, look at me, I'm logical. You're birds. Go away, geese. Go away. Go away. I'm being logical. Go that way. You see? This is what it looks like when you're scaring the hoes. Stop being logical around women. This is what happens. You scare the hoes. The second mistake that makes you look low value and turns women off is not taking the lead. When it comes to a romantic relationship, most women are going to prefer to be led. They're going to prefer to be led by a man whose judgment and character that they trust. And the way you build this trust is by assuming leadership early on. The biggest mistake most guys do is that when they're planning or scheduling a first date with a girl, they don't take sufficient leadership in the text conversation, in the lead up, or in the scheduling of the date. When it comes time to schedule the logistics of where are you going to go? What time are you going to meet up at? How are you going to pick her up? Are you going to meet there? All of these are things that you as the man need to be taking the lead on. Because from her perspective, if she's a woman and she has to spend 2 hours getting ready and she has to choose the place, the time, and do a bunch of work to go out on a date with a guy that she barely knows, it's going to be a really weak value proposition from your end. I want you to think about this from the girl's perspective. You're a super hot girl. You literally have hundreds of matches in your Tinder inbox. It takes you 2 hours to get ready. If you are going to spend 2 hours getting ready for a date and you're going to choose one guy out of your 200 plus options, are you going to choose the guy who's going to make you do a bunch of work for scheduling the date and all of the logistics that come with it? Or are you going to choose the guy who makes it very easy for you, who takes the lead on all of these things and showcases his ability to not only lead you on a first date, but also lead you in a relationship? Every guy can relate to the experience of setting up a date with a girl. It's going well, you're talking back and forth, and the day of the date comes and she flakes on you. A lot of times the reason she flakes on you is because of your inability to properly schedule it and make it very easy for her to say yes and show up on the date. All she wants to do is show up and look pretty. It is your job as the man to take care of every other detail. Where are you gonna be? What time you're gonna pick her up? What's the location, etc. The reason most girls are flaking on you is because you're messing up one of these steps in the process. Listen to me. If you're a man, especially if you're a successful man, this is even worse for you because you're a guy who makes a lot of money, has his life together, yet you don't have the basic wherewithal to jump on Yelp or jump on Google Maps, pick a spot that's in the area of where she lives, and show up on a date with her. The fact that you can't do something as basic as open up Google Maps and pick a spot is a huge red flag. And that's why girls are flaking on you. That's why girls are showing up to a date reluctantly and with an already bad image of you in their mind. So, literally, if you're gonna go on a date with a girl, just do all of the work of the scheduling for that first date because it's gonna make her respect you a lot more and it's gonna make her wanna follow your lead because you're already showing her, hey, look, I can take the lead, this is no problem. When you follow my lead, good things happen, and if you keep following my lead, good things are gonna keep happening in the context of a relationship. I wanna ask you something. How long do you think it takes for me and my clients to go from match to first date? Comment below what you think it is. The average amount of time it takes us is between 24 to 48 hours to go from match to date. Why is that? Because we know how to take leadership. And you have no idea how many times I've gone on a first date with a girl from an app and I've said, what made you want to meet up with me? Sometimes they'll say the profile, sometimes they'll say the opening message, but the most common thing I get is, you made it easy for me. You asked me out on a date, you didn't waste a bunch of time talking back and forth, you picked the place, you told me the time, all I had to do was show up and look pretty, and I really respected that. Most guys will talk back and forth endlessly, beat around the bush, they'll say, oh, where should we go on the date? You're the fucking man, dude. It's not that hard. Realize you're a man, reach down, grab your balls, and then look up a couple restaurants on Yelp. It's not that big of a deal. It's really that simple. Water break, spring water, in glass, because plastic is bad for you. Number 3 is the most dangerous one because even if you're successful, even if you make a lot of money, you're probably still doing this. The reason it's so dangerous is because it will absolutely repel the highest quality of women. And that thing is not playing to win. There's a concept known as loss aversion. And what this concept means is that humans, by design, are more interested in not losing than they are in winning. Listen to that again. Humans are more interested in not losing than they are in winning. Let me give you an example. If you had the opportunity for me to give you $100 or for you to lose $20, most people would rather not lose $20 than take the chance of winning $100. Now, I know your brain's probably running right now, but think about how this applies to dating. Most men, when they see a cute girl that they want to approach, they won't approach her because the fear of rejection, the possibility of rejection, is too much, so they'll never give themselves the opportunity to win and have an epic interaction with the girl. Now, the problem comes on a first date with a woman. This is where it gets really, really dangerous because now when you're on a date with a really attractive woman, a woman with a great personality, a woman who's girlfriend quality, because you don't meet many women like this, because you have a scarcity of this type of woman, you start playing to not lose rather than playing to win. Here's the most common example. You're on a date with a girl, she's super attractive, great personality, she's girlfriend quality. And because you don't meet lots of women like this, you're in fear, you're in scarcity. So instead of doing what you need to do, making the flirty joke, making a move on her, you become afraid, you become hesitant. You don't want to mess it up, so you end up not doing anything. Because if you don't do anything, there's no way you can mess it up. You stay in your comfort zone. So instead of making a move on her, so instead of making that flirty joke and doing what it takes to win her and win the interactions on the date, you end up doing nothing because you're too afraid of the possibility of losing. But it goes even deeper than that, because what most people are afraid of, and the reason they self-sabotage on these first dates with these types of women, is because deep down, they're afraid that the girl is going to see them for who they really are. Deep down inside of you, there's a gaping hole of insecurity, and this gaping hole of insecurity manifests in this loss aversion, in this playing to not lose rather than playing to win around women. But here's the thing you need to realize. If she doesn't like you for who you are, then she's not the right one for you. So you should never be afraid of her seeing you for who you really are. There's no point putting on a facade or playing a character, because the truth is, nobody has seen more tricks than a truly high quality woman, because that's what every single man does around her. So if you really want to stand out, then you have to absolutely go all in. You must have the courage to put it all out there again and again and play to win. Because this is the only way that you'll actually stand out, because there are no men who are truly going on dates with these types of women and going in with the mentality of playing to win. First date aside, you have to ask yourself, what kind of man do you want to be? When you're on that first date, do you want to pussyfoot? Do you want to be timid? Do you want to be afraid and tiptoe around what you truly want? Or do you want to just have the courage and the balls to put it all out there, to truly play to win and actually be your true self? Because I promise you, there's only two options you have on that first date, and she'll respect and be attracted to only one of them. Now, if any of these hit a little too close to home and you'd like to make an identity level shift to make sure you never make these mistakes again, apply for my private consulting below.